Good evening, humans. Tyrannosaurusmoth here, and tonight we're taking a look at the Godzilla vs. Hedorah 5 points XL set from Mezco. This is my first Mezco anything, and Godzilla vs. Hedorah is literally one of my favorite Godzilla films, so I'm very excited about this set. So let's take a look. Let's do this. Aesthetically speaking, this set looks absolutely incredible, and I've only seen Mezco from a distance, but everything I've seen shows a great attention to detail, and this absolutely proves that for me. And we'll start off with Big G himself, and yeah, just really gorgeous sculpt. I mean, definitely accurate. They even caught the cartooniness but seriousness of the eyes, or the eye in this case. As you can see, this is when Godzilla's other eye is damaged. And even then, some very nice details going on with the green paint for the blood and the just pollution, and just the color of Godzilla himself. Just kind of this very dark green, some black wash on it. Nice and subtle. It just definitely, it looks really, really nice. And yeah, some subtle variation between the dorsal fins and the skin. Just really cool looking, kind of gives that murky feel from that movie, which is one of my favorite parts about it. So that's excellent. And then we move on to Hedorah and Hedorah's final form. And lots of detail here. Obviously, you got that kind of sludgy gray with a little bit of green to it, just to be a little sickly. And then we have all our red and yellow kind of dashes here, very tastefully done. That sculpt is just something else, man. It really catches it. That's the feeling. And we got the back with this big gross piece. Just, yeah, so good. And we can see the tail with the details there. I mean, just everything looks very, very accurate and nice. And we get this even this yellow here with the kind of nice kind of blooming, kind of fading, and just, yeah, looks excellent. And then you have those eyes, and those are just piercing. They look right through you. And that carries over to flying Hedorah. And, you know, we see those eyes again, even a little bit more wide. And then here, texture's absolutely perfect. Looks like a sea creature, very much like the kind of ray that is based off of. And yeah, just very, very nice. The textures, and you know, there's a very, very subtle wash here, but it totally sells the entire thing. So that's beautiful. And the entire thing, stand here, is sculpted. So we get all the bottom as well. Just really just fantastic from top to bottom. So that's aesthetics. We get an absolutely beautiful swath of accessories here, and yeah, all of it very much meant to help you recreate those battle scenes from the movie, and it's very effective in that regard. So let's start off with the stands. We get 3 of them, so 2 black, 1 clear. Our 2 black ones are for Godzilla and Hedorah, the final form, and then the clear one for flying Hedorah, which you saw actually earlier. So as you can see, actually, when I looked at it, the top of the stand just plugs into the bottom of flying Hedorah. Then we get, actually, let's go on with let's keep on that Hedorah train. And so Hedorah gets the most accessories, and then we get the poison balls, just spheres, imperfect spheres with that nice kind of cream color, and then some splotches of brown, just very well done. So those look cool, and those are both pretty much the same. Splotches are different, so definitely some variation. Then we get the I-beam. And as you can see, this has got a kind of triangular port or plug there, and that goes into the right eye of Hedorah. So as you can see, nice translucency there too. And then, whoa, pardon me, we get an eyelid, and once again, we kind of get a triangular peg there that just plugs into the left eye of Hedorah. So very nicely done. Then we get the accessories for all, which is 4 separate buildings, and these are very much based off the buildings we saw in the movie, and this made me super excited. So, you know, we have this huge silo with the port here, and you know, that really, really nice translucency, and the smoke itself just like really pleasant to look at, even though that technically shouldn't be because it's pollution. But you know, then we get this other building with some more smog coming out. So you can see various windows around. Then we get the back piece here. So very, very cool there. Then we get this longer building with more smog coming out. As you can see, this brown top and lots of windows. Kind of looks like an apartment complex, well, clearly not. So just another factory piece. And finally, we get this kind of warehouse looking piece. So it's a gray top with a cream colored panels. And yeah, that's the building. So that will do it for accessories. For articulation, this is the 5 points line. So, as we would expect, 5 points of articulation. Hedorah does subvert that a little bit. So we'll start with Gojira just to kind of stick with that. So our 5 points of articulation will be the head, which is on a swivel. Our arms are on swivels. They come all the way around. Pardon me, my left arm kind of pops out here. So you can see just a simple swivel piece right there. Pops right back in too. Also worth knowing, all my joints were pretty much painted in, so I had to kind of work with it a little bit, but definitely was not an issue. And then our legs. So and there are seams at the feet, but those definitely mine definitely aren't turning, so I'm assuming they're not supposed to. Same with the tail. We have a seam here, and I think it's just that because it doesn't show any signs of moving. So I think that is that. Then we get to Hedorah. Hedorah's final form, and our first bit of articulation, pardon me, is the rotation at the head. Then we also have arms that go around. Obviously, we're going to be limited by that sculpt a little bit. We come down to the feet, and the feet do rotate. Obviously, they're going to kind of run into each other with that sculpt and the way they look, but they do move. And then we get some rotation at the tail as well, so we get kind of a bonus 6th point of articulation. And then flying Hedorah, obviously, just kind of is on the stand, so I guess you could rotate it on the stand. But yeah, so that's articulation. Looking at some size comparisons, here they are within a Monster Arts Godzilla, Bandai Sofubi Godzilla, a Reaction Mothra, and a NECA Shin Gojira. With some Hasbro and some Mattel. With some imports. With some other monsters. Finally, with articulated icons, Oni and yours truly in human form as a Valaverse Action Force figure. So my final thoughts on the Godzilla vs. Hedorah 5 points XL set from Mezco Toys is that this is just a whole ton of fun. And honestly, if you're an old school Godzilla fan, if you're definitely a fan of the Godzilla vs. Hedorah movie, and yeah, just so much worth picking up for, just it's fun to set up. It looks great on display. All the details, even at just a kind of 5 point articulation scheme, just are executed pretty much flawlessly. And yeah, I honestly just cannot recommend this enough. So yeah, if you are interested, I will have links in the description below to where you can pick up your own. So definitely check that out if you're interested. And with all of that being said, I want to thank you for watching. I hope you found this review informative and somewhat entertaining. And if you did, please consider doing all those things that you do that we're supposed to ask on YouTube. And most especially, if you got this far, please just leave me a like. Just click that like button and let me know you watched. And beyond that, if you want to help me even more, there's tons of ways to do that in the description below. So check those out if you are so inclined. And with all that being said, I hope you take care of yourself, take care of those around you, and most importantly, stay weird, simians.